All right, so now I want to introduce our featured speaker. Mr. Schrenzel is the founder and Chief Spontaneity Officer of Improv Alive and the Seattle Improvisation community. He has a really fascinating resume with over 25 years of experience as a professional actor, singer, corporate trainer, and teacher and practitioner of improvisation. He's dedicated to helping individuals and teams like ours reach and exceed their goals. So how does he do this? He leads friendly and challenging applied improvisation workshops in which participants with little to no performance experience engage each other with a new and different set of tools designed to increase creative and collaborative abilities. Abilities that I think are really important to successful change and the attainment of our goals. So, I'm going to get on with it. I'd just like to thank Mr. Schrenzel for being here, and I'd like to offer him a warm welcome to Puget Sound.
So, Mr. Schrenzel is definitely my father. I'm Julian, but I go by Mr. Schrenzel. I guess I want to start out by introducing my partner in crime, Adam. And Adam is a fellow practitioner as well. Yeah. A fellow practitioner of 18 years of applied improvisation. He does this kind of work mostly in the southern Seattle region, like this area, through his company called the S-Works. I have my company called Improv Alive, and I work more to the north and also kind of in greater Puget Sound, but we partner a lot. And Adam's here because we are very interactive in this presentation. This is absolutely not me standing up and lecturing you and you sitting down and listening. So I want to just share that with you, is that we're going to be able to do a little bit of showing you kind of what we're doing and then be able to have you do it with confidence. So I guess I want to start out by asking, who here, by show of hands, is other than dining and conference services? Sweet. It's like 20% or 15%. Exciting. Cool. So I guess something got given away here. There's a game called The Big Cheese, which I will talk about in a little bit. But the first thing that I wanted to give you, we're talking about dealing with change. Working with being effective in your life and in your work when there is change. And shocker, there's change in every part of our life all the time. University, the high tech, healthcare, everything is all about change. So really dealing with change is simply dealing with your life, is what it is. So I want to give you a story that how this resonated in my life and how I came to love change through my trajectory of career. When I began, back up about 12 years, I worked for Costco Wholesale. And I had worked before that in IT, and I was a technician, and I worked in building computers for a couple of companies, and then I went to Costco Wholesale and spent 4 years with Costco Wholesale. But when I did, I was with a group called the Microsystem Support Group, which is kind of, you got the help desk, and then you have specialized groups that go out there and literally fix the problems, and the help desk creates tickets and gives those tickets to the people. And Costco at the time was consolidating all of the different subsets of technology, all had their own little help desk, and they needed to get one major normal help desk together, and they needed all to do everything, and they needed everybody to know enough of all of it in order to be functional. So what they did is they needed representatives from every group that the help desk supported, and they needed them to be brought in to the help desk to help the help desk become its fully functional self. So the message was put out by management saying, okay, we want you to, everybody in this organization to consider a move to the help desk. And you will be working with the help desk and helping them to come up to speed. Well, immediately, what that was perceived like was, this is going to be a move from, I started in the help desk, and everybody there started in the help desk, and they thought, this is going to be a move from where I've accomplished to this level, and it's going to be a return down to the first level again. And that's the way it was felt, and nobody wanted to make the move. For many of the groups, they had a very hard time doing that, and I was no exception to that rule. I felt, no, I've already been there, I don't want to do that again, that's a demotion. So, I thought about it a long time. And I decided in the end to make that move. And for a while I felt bad about it. But I did make the move because I knew I was going to leave Costco anyway. I come from a background of being an actor. I moved to New York and I was a professional actor for a number of years, and I knew I was going to do that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave Costco in a year anyway. Why don't I just do this? They seem to really need it, and I don't mind, I guess, going at it. So I did. And I went back to the help desk, and I got an experience that I can connect directly to the passion and drive professionally in my life today. Which is, I went back to the help desk and I began to be a trainer and an instructor and a coach to people. And I spent my time, rather than manning a queue trying to fix this problem, cross it off the list, I went to what is the problems and what can I do to make this group succeed and be the best darn help desk that they can be. That was my goal. And I had the funnest year of my career there. Because I realized that it wasn't a demotion. This was my move into a role where I could devote myself to the betterment of the group that I was working with. This to me was a change. It was a fundamental change, and it looked like a change for the worse for me. But it turned out to be a change for the better. So then fast forward into current years, I went to New York and I worked as an actor for a while, and then I came back to Seattle. And I thought, oh, what am I going to do? Well, I started Improvisation, which is my company now, where I work with teams and organizations, bringing them improvisational concepts that help them to deal with change, to deal with failure, and become the best group that they can be, achieving the things that they want to achieve. And that would have not, I don't think that I would have had that kind of passion, and I couldn't stand in that truth, had I not swallowed that bitter pill of taking that demotion. So that was a change, and it was the way that I perceived it. I want to start today with something interactive. And what I'd like to do is, it's a game that is called the Big Cheese. And the way the Big Cheese works is I'm going to break everybody, I'm going to have you group into groups of 3 individuals. So you will look around, you will find 2 other individuals, and you will connect with those people, and you will be a group of 3, and I'm going to have you do that in a minute. But what we're going to do once you are in a group of 3, no, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to have you do right now. Just take a minute, and I'd like you to look around, find a group of 3, and associate yourself in groups of 3, and give you a minute to go ahead and do it. Know who you are? Yeah, everybody know? Good. All right, top again. Here's the game. The game is this. Big cheeses, you are for this round, you are the boss. The other two are reportees and they're reporting to you for this round. And what's happening here? You big cheese bosses, you are sending your reportees out on missions of goodwill and kindness towards anybody and everybody else within the confines of the four walls that are around us. That is your mission. And it's the only direction or constriction I'm giving on this. You're sending your people out on missions of goodwill and kindness towards the people within this room. That is it. Now, your reportees, you go out, your mission is to go out judiciously accomplishing those goals. Meaning, as quickly and as efficiently as you're able to, you go out, you achieve the objective, you go back to your big cheese, and you ask for another mission to do. Big cheeses, your objective is to send them on as many missions as you can within the time frame that I'm going to give you, which is roughly 2.84 minutes. That's what time you have. Are you ready, big cheeses, to send your piece? Are you marked? Get set. Continue. Allow yourself to think of things that you wouldn't regularly think about within the construct of work, within the confines of this morning, how you may be tired, you may be awake, you may be happy, you may be sad. I want you to expand your mind out to think of things that have not been thought of before as you send your people on missions. I will repeat to everybody, this is not one mission in return and you're done, you can chill. This is mission, 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 send out, send out, send out. Until I stop you and drag you screaming and crying back to your seat.
It's a lot.
I know. I hear you. So, there you have it. Are you ready? Head honchos, on your marks, get set, begin. enjoy with that?
Talking people.
Talking to people.
Getting compliments about my hair.
Getting compliments on your hair. Meeting people. What else? What else is kind of fun and cool about that?
Stepping outside your comfort zone.
Stepping outside your comfort zone. Yes. Anything else? Nice. How many of you, you're executing your mission, you're out there doing your thing, and all of a sudden you got broadsided by someone else who was doing their thing, and it stopped you from doing your thing? That happened all the time. Let's change. Get out there, you think you're going to get somewhere, you're going to do something, you're going to have your one goal, that's the way it's going to be, and no life is going to end true. It's just going to happen that way. And then all of a sudden something comes along to the side, boom! You get knocked on your keister. But in this game, it's really cool because everything that you could possibly get knocked off is all really good stuff. It's like, hi, can I get you a glass of water? Or, I love your hair. Don't get a lot of that in real life, but you know what? That's cool. Good. That's change. That's it. And there's no conversation. There's no conversation that means anything about change without addressing that. Failure. If I want to give you one thing, and you come away from this 90 minutes with nothing other than one thing that I want you to get, or at least start to understand, or play with, or try on, that is the concept that failure is not a bad thing, period. It is not intrinsically negative. Failure is not an intrinsically negative thing. Let's talk a little bit about failure. I've had a lot of failures in my life. A lot of failures, I have. So have a lot of other people. It is to be human, is to fail. Not to say that humans are failures, but to be human, human experiences, nobody, at least that I've met yet, is absolutely perfect, with the exception of some of you. Just know that. We all fail. Some of us just fail more often than other people. But most often that failure is not that they're any less capable or less intelligent or less anything than anybody else. Most often, the people who do more of the failing are the people who are going out and trying stuff where there's more possibility that they're going to mess up and not cut it. So then what is it? How do we deal with failure? In this changing, challenging world where it's competitive, and everybody has what they want to do, everybody's got something to protect. You know, how do we engage in our life? How do we engage with each other to accomplish great things without failing? So, let me ask you, what is failure to you on an individual basis? If I can have you just shout out to me any words that are failure, what is failure? Another word.
Love.
Love.
Giving up.
Giving up. What else?
Chance to do it again.
Chance to do it again. Chance. What else?
Missed opportunity.
A missed opportunity.
Success.
Success. That's fun. Anything else? Disappointment. Anything else?
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Lost.
Lost.
Opportunity for learning.
Opportunity for learning.
Frustration.
Frustration.
Technology.
Right? Technology is supposed to make us do something better, longer, better, quicker, faster, more effective, and we spend all our day in front of technology trying to make it work. My PowerPoint deck broke down once before the talk today. Adam will tell you that. How do you feel when you fail? I've heard both positive and negative things around failure. They were all legit, correct? How do they make you feel when you fail? Think about an instance in which when you have failed, or instances. There's the picture of it right there. I showed my picture. Yeah, that's the visual image. Can you give me some ideas? How do you feel when you fail?
Disappointed.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
Shame, sad. What was another? Frustrated, outrageous, I think someone said. What was that? Incompetent.
Successful.
Depressed.
Angry.
Anger. Embarrassed.
Inadequate.
Inadequate.
Terrible.
Terrible. Determined.
Successful.
Successful.
Challenge.
Challenge. Thank you. Nice. Brilliant comments, you guys. All absolutely spot on in my opinion. That's how you feel when you fail. So then, how do you react to that feeling that you just told me? Can you think of some instances and give me a word for describing how you personally react to the feeling you get when failure is there in your life in one small or big way?
Withdrawn.
Withdrawn, yeah. Hide, yeah. Determined, sure.
Usually loud.
Ah! What else?
Move on.
Move on. Never say never. Tenacity. Anything else?
Reflect.
Reflect.
Own it.
Own it.
Change.
Change.
What next?
What's next? Next. So, if you could, hypothetically, if you could choose the way that you react to failure, think about it. What would you choose? I have a story. It's another Costco story. So when I went to New York to be an actor, I didn't just like go and then I was an actor and that's what I did for my living. It took me a while. I lived down at the very bottom of Brooklyn with my great uncle in Bensonhurst. And I slept on his couch and I worked for Costco, but I was an IT guy having got my MCSE and spent 6 years in IT rolling myself up that ladder. And here I am in Brooklyn living with my great uncle, sleeping on his couch and working for Costco Wholesale as a cashier because there was no IT opportunity outside of their corporate headquarters. So I became a cashier. And one day, when I was working there, the general manager comes up to me and says, Julian, I need you to go back by, and this is the Brooklyn warehouse, which is the first warehouse I think they had that was double-decker, bottom and top floor. So they had the escalator, kind of an express-lator thing, where they had 2 levels of escalator, the cart went on one side, and the person went on the other side. And it had to be someone at the bottom and the top to be able to ensure that people got on safely, that the cart stayed, they didn't come traveling down the hill, which happened. And that was that. So it was some early morning, and I was in a bad mood, and I was tired, and I felt humiliated. Here I am, like a person who greets at a door and opens the door, and I felt overqualified for the job. And I was just pissed. And I just did it. And I just was there. And it just got kind of worse and worse. It just spiraled into just, what am I doing here? You know, like, what am I doing in this warehouse? What am I doing here in the city? What am I doing with my life? I'm 20, I think I was 27, 28 at the time. When a lot of 27, 28-year-olds I knew were back in the Pacific Northwest, had good jobs, had kids, getting married, houses, and here I am trying to pursue this dream as an actor, New York City, but living in Bensonhurst with my great uncle working at Costco. So all of these things start flooding into my head, and they just bumps me out. And then I thought to myself, what if I just did something stupid? I said, what if I just forced a smile to sit on my face? Just forced a smile to reside on my face. I didn't mean it by any means. So I did. Standing there. I didn't really care what people thought about me. It was really, really did this. And I think you might be recognize there is some scientific studies that show that smiling, just the very act of the muscles used in smiling, and the muscles and stuff used in laughing when you don't mean it. Doing that literally does some chemical things in your brain, the release of dopamine and such, that make you feel better. So I did that. I didn't laugh, so I didn't get thrown out. But I smiled. And before incredibly long, I just started to feel a little different. And through the period of the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, I began to really just feel this inexplicable feeling of like, I just feel great. I don't know why, other than I'm just doing this, and it started to like, the smile started to seep, soak into my face and into my brain, and kind of into my chest, into my soul in a way. And it really, truly, simply changed my outlook and my energy level within me. So by the time I was done with the shift, I couldn't get off the shift. They couldn't take me off because I was engaging, and I was like, hey, let me help you out. Hey, oh, cool kid. Hey, you were checking out over there. I was just so engaged with people. And it was one of those fun days that I had working in a warehouse for Costco. And that to me was a big failure that I all of a sudden realized in that moment that I was not like a victim, subject to this definite meaning that this is my failure, and my failure is bad, and it means I'm not going anywhere, and nothing's ever going to change, and I'm not going to have the power to do anything about it, to feel like, okay, here I am, this is the fact, this is what's happening. And I now have the power to be able to change what I'm going to do about it. And when I change what I'm going to do about it, what naturally follows is that's what I start to feel. Stretch! Can you choose your reaction to failure? Can you choose your reaction? I say yes, you can. And I don't know if everybody here would say yes, you can. Part of me looks at myself right now and says, okay, it's just kind of hokey-pokey. Yeah, we can all changey. Oh, yeah, there's nothing. We're all happy. We're all good. No, that's not how life goes. And I recognize that. This is my experience. I don't think it's very different than your experiences. As a human being in general in life. Can you choose your reaction to failure? I say you can. All right. I want to know, here at Amidst, I want to get a sense from you. The stakes are A, punished, B, tolerated but discouraged, C, not focused, neither discouraged nor afraid, D, accepted so long as you learn something and change, and E, embraced and thought of as an opportunity to discover something better. When you're thinking about this is not just what management is calling is treating mistakes, but what you at work and what your colleagues, you perceive your colleagues at work. Think about everybody. Everybody. say punish, 13% tolerate or discourage, 20%, 27% not oppose, 46% accept so long as you learn something to change, 11% embrace the thought as an opportunity for you to discover something better. Whose responsibility do you think it is to have these numbers be whatever they should be? Whose responsibility is that? I know you guys know what I think you want me to, but you think I want you to say.
Everyone's?
Everyone's responsibility?
Management.
Management's responsibility? Your responsibility? Sure. Sure. Yeah. Well, my opinion, it's your responsibility. Because who has any power to make any change for anybody? What I mean by that is you cannot change anybody else in this entire 7.422 billion people who live on this earth. You have the power to only change one of those people. That's you. Regardless of what management expectations are, regardless of what your clients and your customers' expectations are, your colleagues' expectations are, your spouse's expectations, your children's expectations, your grandparents, no matter what. The only person who can truly make any kind of change is yourself. So I happen to know that at Puget Sound, one of the main initiatives for leadership within Puget Sound is to work even more to embrace failure and see it as something positive, as something that provides an opportunity, which is awesome. That's the trajectory of the organization that you work for. But that change really is not going to come from it. That is only the container, the catalyst by which we can feel it and accept it and have it be. That's the place it resides. But really what makes that happen is your decision. Your decision. That's what has to happen. That's what can change you this year. Not Chuck Norris. He can do some cool things. But this is what has to happen. I have everybody do this when we just go, failure. Yeah. Yeah. Failure. Yeah. So I challenge you the next time on the work that you find yourself, this is not when you see failure. When you yourself experience any kind of failure, I want you just to enlist someone else and say, hey, failure. Yeah. I just want you to try it. Try it on. But that's it right there. Failure can be empowering if it is empowering for you. And you can make it empowering by moving yourself. You have more power than you think you do, and that's the real key of it. You are very powerful in this way. You can change your reality that way. And it happens through a redefinition of what failure is. So you heard about the power change through the yes and. Yes and, yes and. What is yes and? Is anybody familiar with the concept of yes and? My hands are showing you understand, you know it. Cool. Most of you don't, which is wonderful. Yes and concept is one of agreement and acceptance. It is a cornerstone of improvisation for people who are on stage, like I improvise, Adam improvises. People on stage who are doing improvisation recognize the principle of yes and as an operating tool that helps you to do this stuff and do it well. So, I want to tell you what that principle looks like on stage, some concepts that surround that principle. The yes and mindset on stage. First of all, just like we've been talking about right now, failure is a good thing. Failure is empowering. Failure is an opportunity. Failure puts you in a place where you will now have options that you would not have options had you not made that failure. on stage as an improviser, when Adam's improvising and I'm improvising, the only thing we have is not to be witty, it's not to be funny, it's not to be smart, it's not to be creative, it's not to be anything other than it's of service to my partners in that group. To use my light to shine on their glory, to cast the admiration and the attention on the other person, on the other person, on the other, because I know I'm getting it back because they're all doing the same thing. I'm getting all the light from all the other people in my group, so I don't need my own light. That's the idea behind improvisation, and why you can see people create. If you ever see an improv on stage, isn't it amazing how quickly they can just come up with something out of nothing and just like go, 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 go. Wow, how the heck did you figure that out? Like, where did that come from? Well, it wasn't any one person. It might look like one person. It might look like that dude's brilliant. That girl lady's brilliant there on stage. But they're not usually. It's really everybody else making them look brilliant. And that's the thing about it. And another one. We're all in this together. We all have our backs. If anybody does something and messes up royally, you're in front of a bunch of people looking at you as an audience, it's kind of feel dumb to make a mistake. So, but if we all got each other's back, we can justify that mistake. We can work together to, in the end, when you look back on it, you're like, yeah, that was a mistake. I thought it was a mistake. And then all of a sudden, it became the reality, and that's what the whole scene was really about. I didn't know that when I began, and now that I look back on it, all makes sense. That's I got your back. Ability to abandon your wants for now. Got this awesome idea. So funny. Perfect placement right here. I really should get out there and just say this because it's so funny. I'm so witty. That doesn't work on stage, does it? No. No, it doesn't work. No, it doesn't work on stage. Yeah, so, next thing I want to try with you is another game. You don't know about games. Right. Alright, it's game time. This is called a vacation plan. I want you just to pair up. Two people. Just find a partner. Don't need to go anywhere. Take 15 seconds to find your partner. Go 15 now. That's partner. Hear me out. Everybody, hear me out. All right. Now, what if you two are going to be planning a vacation? You're going to be explaining a vacation. You're going to take it through step by step by step and start offering the options of here's what we can do, and then here's what we do. Try to plan your vacation with them. Okay? So that's the first person. The second person is responding. This is a 3-round game. In the first round, you responders, you hear me out. Listen to me very carefully. Hear me out, everybody. This is really important. The responders who are responding, they know about response. You know what? It can also sound like no because. That might be better. Let me give you an example, okay? Hey, Adam, I want to take we're going to go to the moon. We're going to go on vacation on the moon.
No, because that would take way too long.
No. Okay, so we're going to go to the moon, but we're going to get in a spaceship that can warp time and then we can speed light.
No, because I can't fit in a spaceship.
No, but all the design a big spaceship, we're going to go to the moon, and then we're going to hit up Mars too.
No, because if you're Mars, it's pretty scary.
That's true, it's scary, but it's cool. I'll be with you, it'll be cool. Okay, so that is a no because response. So I want you to try that, and then we're going to take the next step. Those who figure out who's going to plan vacations, one of you, figure out who's responding, and use your minute. And again. And by the way, I was saying, responders are now planning, and planners are now responding. Yes, but response. You get a minute. Yours, set, begin. lost me. So, give it another 10 seconds. Oh! All right, everybody. You know what I found interesting, and I don't really know what it means, but Adam had a hypothesis on this, which is that yes and like shot to 96%, and then as you kind of filtered in more, that kind of came down to the 70s back to 80, which indicates that the quick immediate response was the folks who felt like yes and was the favorite, and then the rest of the people were generally who were slower to respond and choose this. They took longer time to choose something other than yes and, which is kind of interesting. Did you have a thought on that?
I have lots of stuff.
Or the most important thought that you
Without opening up a bucket of stuff.
Come on, man,
would
say
it
wrong.
be willing to acknowledge that they voted for, I know this is anonymous, but that they voted for a no vote or
There's no right.
Yes, can you tell me why?
Partially because the questions, I know the person that I was asking the questions to, and I made it very hard for them to say no. So I found it enjoyable.
Okay, thank you for that perspective. Anybody else want to make, what's that?
She was just trying to be a pain in the butt to me.
Okay, because you know each other. Anybody else want to acknowledge that they also maybe voted for a no but or a yes but?
I did a yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, but yes, she might want to go to Alaska. I'm going to go fishing, she would want to cruise, so.
Okay, fundamental difference of idea.
Just fundamental difference of ideas. Anybody else want to acknowledge that they voted yes? Yes, ma'am.
I voted for yes and, but I noticed kind of the difference with a but, no or yes, was that you had to be more persuasive versus just building on the creativity of the idea.
And you enjoyed that?
Well, I think it can be helpful in
Ah.
some situations where you're like, no, this really is the path, and I just need to convince you because you're just giving me the negative feedback.
Yeah. Anybody else want to add on to that or give a new perspective on either a yes but or a no but? Yes, sir.
You find out the fact that they're more afraid of doing something that's different. And
Thanks, man. I'm going to hear that.
you look at the fact that they're more afraid of doing something different, so they'll make an excuse or they'll challenge themselves and say, no, I can't do this, or I'm not going to because I'm afraid, and then give the explanation to why. And then you can rebuttal it and say, well, we can both do it together, so we basically put bungee jumping and snaps. We can snap together. And we can do this together, we can sign each other's yes.
That's awesome. You're essentially, it was fun for you because you figured out a way to turn it into a yes and not, which is against the rules. That's brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is really interesting. So, those of you who did enjoy yes and, which was the majority of the people here, I want to hear just some thoughts as to why, what's the about the fact that the yes and is enjoyable? What's like the no-brainer? I just totally set you up for failure. I'm like, what's the no-brainer about it? It was almost treated as a collaboration. Yeah.
Took it from something that was gonna be fun to something that was like really incredible.
Something that was going to be fun, something really incredible.
There
That
wasn't,
was me. That would have been you.
there wasn't going to be a rejection.
We did. We started off on a history and I ended up married a Presbyterian lady.
Nice.
There wasn't going to be a rejection to the
There was no rejection available. Right? Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Thank you. Consider words.
There was no rejection to the idea of whatever it was we're going to do.
Right. There was no rejection to it. Without the rejection, you could just kind of create. Which is the idea of yes and. Now that will assume something that I want to address right now, which is a big concept to tackle. So yes and, when it comes to the application of the yes and mindset in your work life, I forget what the next slide is. I want to see if it says. Yeah, sure. That's totally rolls. Take the slide yet? So the idea here is, okay, so the yes and is great, it feels good. But how does it work when it comes to applying it practically to my day-to-day life? Most of you work in the food service side of the business. So you are dealing with customers, you dealing with your coworkers, you're dealing with managers. All of them. You even have a performance aspect with the omelet. What is it? The new thing that you guys do? The omelet stand thing made to order? Robert. Omelet station. Right? So there's an omelet station where you make service and performance. You're making it right there in front of you. You can really stand to use this again. That can really make an impact. So, right, yeah. But hurt market. So, yes, and add fusion sound. Yes, and mistakes where on stage, mistakes are good. Here, mistakes are an opportunity to discover something. You are right here. The goal is to get to right there. You accidentally go over here to the wrong place. Well, I just so happen to be able to see someone's eyes that I couldn't see had I been over here, which is something that's cool, which might be a really meaningful connection. So a mistake puts you in a place that you would not have seen an option that had you gone to the place you intended, you wouldn't have. Just there, looking at it from that angle, is an empowering. Everything is to make your coworker, your customer, look good. Just like an actor on stage. If you come into this with a 100% focus, everything behind you is behind making that person look good, making that person look good, and not trying to do anything for yourself, but to do for others. If you would come that way, something interesting happens, which is that's what happens back to you. Y'all know when you give love, you get it back. Love is not a finite resource where you have to give away too much and then you don't have enough. The more you give, the more you have, and I will tell you, the same thing happens as far as when you give of yourself and of your goodwill to other people, you get that goodwill back and then some. That's where that looks on here in real life, where the rubber hits the road. We're all in this together, we all got our backs. It's the exact same thing as on stage. If you see one of your colleagues, one of your coworkers, one of your customers, one of them, whatever, having a hard time, if you have their back, man, they're going to have yours. And that is powerful. And then finally, your ability. Now, you remember back on the stage one, there was the ability to abandon your agenda, your wants for now. And here at work, it's your ability to abandon your wants. And in doing that, what that looks like is by honoring the people that you are serving, that you are working with your ears, listening to them, and with your action, your performance, your integrity. You focus on that, you get cool with that, and you will get so much back that you didn't think you could. I promise you that. You'll see it. So, it's game time. It's game time. We don't have enough game time. So, here's what I want to do. I want to work with you guys now. Yes. Here's what we're doing. We're going to create a story. We're going to create a story together. This will be an exercise, a listening exercise for you. I am going to give you the title of the story. A story that has not yet been told. A story that will be told by us all collectively. One word at a time, as I point it to you, or as I bring the mic to you, you are going to give one single word. That's all you give, a single word. And through this process, we are going to create a narrative. This narrative doesn't have to be anything. I can give you a title, which may suggest to you maybe something, but it doesn't have to be anything. All you want is you want to create a story with us. So, we're going to start from the very first word of the story, and we'll end when either we crash and burn, or we have some kind of a narrative that we can recount. Okay? So, this one's called Rain, Rain, Go Away. Rain, Rain, Go Away is the name of the story. We're going to begin with the first word of that story.
Following.
Following.
Dark.
Dark.
Go.
Go. Following dark, go.
Rain.
Following dark, go rain.
She.
She.
Imagine.
That.
Lit.
Rainbows.
She imagined that lit rainbows were. She imagined that lit rainbows were. She imagined that lit rainbows were flying. Wonderfully.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Into.
The dark
Chasm.
All right. Can anybody recant that story we got? No, we can't. I'm going to be back. Can anybody recall that story? What was that about? Girl flying rainbows. Okay, so we're not the most compelling storyline ever, but we did it. We participated, right? Yeah, good. Let's do it again. This one, the title is going to be the most unhappy whale. The most unhappy whale. The happy drowned quickly, lugubriously into the shadow. Period. Yes. You give anywhere in the whole wide world. And the water was purple. Period. Cold. Furthermore. Polluted. Polluted. Green, west, Wales, and sang songs. Never was there. Hubbies or puppies. What was that? Puppies. Alright, cool. So that was like crazy sin, right? Crazy story. Crazy story. Let's do one more. I want to give you a little pointer. Try this, okay? I'll give you a little pointer. This game does not work unless everybody is listening. Which means, if you're on your phones, it's not going to work. If you're on computers, it's not going to work. If you are thinking about the word that you want to say, because I might stop by and thrust the microphone into your face, that means you're thinking, oh my gosh, Julian's going to pick me, oh my gosh, I'm going to say dog, I'm going to say puppy, I'm going to say popsicle. No, popsicle's time done. It's winter time, and popsicles are too cold. They better say Hawaii. Oh, Hawaii sounds good. Okay, Fruit Loop. Right? If that dialogue is running in your head right now, where does that mean that your focus and your listening is happening? It's happening inside your head. It's happening inside your head. Which means it's not happening out here. And then how can you say anything relevant to the story if you're not listening, right? So this is a thing of, yes, we have to basically be attentive, be present, be willing to give of your attention, but it's also, I challenge you to resist the urge to want to say something good and relevant so you don't look dumb in front of everybody. The minute you give up that, The minute that you can give up that false sense of security that says, oh, I can find a better word than my brain can just come up with myself, because my type A personality is way smarter than the other part of me. The minute you get over that is the minute you get this game, the minute we're going to have a really cool story coming. So may I challenge you for a moment? Give me your attention. And anytime you feel yourself going into your head, just stop yourself gently and say, no, I'm not here. Nope, I'm listening. What was that word? What was that word? What's that word? What's that word? What's that? No, I'm not listening. What's that word? What's that word? If we can all try to do that, you watch this time what happens to the story. Between the other times and now, watch this. This story is called Puget Sound. It doesn't have to be anything just because I said the name of the school. It's Puget Sound. Northwest. Northwest. People. Education. Expensive. Beautiful. Because we fun. Normal.
Very close to work.
It's one word.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. People. Into. Frisbee. Nice, okay, cool. So hear me out. So if you have to put sentence structure together, that's not a typical what you would imagine to be a story. But look at it from the standpoint of a cognitive thought. Those were a lot of words. You might see a commercial that looks like that on TV. So it is a story. The story doesn't have to be once upon a time there was a boy. That story had a lot of really interesting things about it, and very positive things about Puget Sound. And when you look at that, how would you summarize that story? How might you summarize what we just created? If you had to put it into a statement. Just trying to, that's a comment on the way that we produced it. But I'm saying the story itself, how would you summarize what the content we just created in the story of Puget Sound? Descriptive. Comprehensive. It's comprehensive. Interesting. It's interesting. Unorganized.
It's positive.
It's positive. Anything else? Yes. It is unorganized, because we're all putting one word in it by its definition. But it was positive. It did have images to it. The concept was unified that I experienced. There was nobody who said ostrich egg. It all kind of made sense. It all rolled into an idea, a thought, a spark. And that is the power that I'm talking about. The power of being able to listen, to be cool with the possibility that you could fail, and to let that be. It's just failure, just what happened. What you make of that failure is where all this lies. So, I don't want to do with you now. So I want to play a game. And I really want to look at failure, and I want to ask you guys to be with me and take a step out of your comfort zone for those of you who are willing to. It's not a required thing. For those of you who are willing to, I will ask you if you will be willing to come up. All I want you to do is answer these 3 questions. That's all I want. And the only rule is you cannot leave the spot until all applause is finished. Those of you who are listening, We've been talking about failure. We've been talking about how it's hard when we go into failure, we tend to want to close up, defend ourselves. The way we make a difference about that is by redefining failure. And if you can share that failure in front of a group of people and be cool with the fact that you're human and that you can err and share that, you will notice how much support you have, because every single one of us in this room have failures. You're not alone. So in that, those of you who are watching these people up here, I want you to appreciate that they're stepping out on a wire a little bit, and they're sharing with you something that is personal to them, failure. And I want you to show them your appreciation with your applause. Sound like a plan? Can I ask anyone, if they do willing to come up, one person, come up and answer those three questions? Yes, sir. I know.
Good. First question is, what did you feel like? I was previously in chaplaincy, and there were some things that happened because of my fault, and it ended up coming out to where I failed. I dropped the ball because I didn't have proper contact that I should have had. And I was supposed to contact the officer, and write down his name, and bring it to the people that I was supposed to bring it to. Long story short, my CO, my chaplain, overseeing everything, came to me and said, well, you can't go on this program anymore because you broke protocol, which I didn't. So it was really hard for me. I coped with it by being depressed, being angry, frustrated, blaming everybody, saying it was my fault, did everything I was supposed to do. And it was probably one of the most roughest points of 3 months to about 6 months of just what I do. In that process, I got an application back saying I could go into the police department, which was the department that said I couldn't be part of the chaplaincy program. And it was hard for me because I didn't know how to respond to it. I didn't know if it was a joke. I didn't know if I was going to get there and be like, oh, I'm sorry, you're disqualified because you crossed the line in this area. What I would do differently is I would have basically write down the sergeant's name, lieutenant, I'm supposed to speak with, and I spoke with me saying I can do right. And if it did happen, then make sure I have all my papers in the room and communicate with them effectively, saying this is the person who's in charge, this is who I talked to, this is what happened, contact them. They'll basically say that it was okay to do this, and etc.
Someone else try. There's 3 questions to answer. It could be small, it could be anything, it could be nothing. So long as it's just that. Good.
Hey, everybody. Hey. All right. So recently, we've had some time off, and I have taken the opportunity to figure out a place to go dancing everywhere I can, dragging my reluctant husband along with me. Well, I decided I wanted to see a particular band who was playing at the Indigo Ice Rink down at Point Ruston. Okay, it's an ice rink. I failed to completely communicate to my husband, this is going to be cold. There are going to be children screaming and laughing. The band is playing inside the ice rink, and you better dress warm. Although I thought I, kind of told him where we were going. The way I coped with it is, number one, I got really frustrated. Just sit down, and I'm going to have fun. And I don't care. for me, now I gotta do something for him, so I compromised. Said, I'm not staying the whole 2 hours. We stayed an hour. He got to warm back up again. I got to dance for a little while and watch the little kids fall on their rear end. So what am I gonna do differently next time? Make sure he's fully informed and actually listen to him listening to me, not just the shrug of the shoulders or the or him being checked out of what I'm talking about. So I'm actually going to make sure that I'm communicating what I need to communicate to get what I want, but to also make sure that he's going to buy into that with the, of course, yes and. Yes, honey, we'll go with the ice cream, and I'm going to get a cup of coffee.
Anybody else have questions? Certainly don't have to, that you're sitting. Just want to give you the opportunity, just give it a shot. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when I was kind of starting off my college academic career, my early teens, I was always pretty hard on myself, and I either do it fully or I quit. I had this really bad habit. So I was taking a class, and I had an A in the class, and I was doing great, and then I just had this paper to write, this 20-page paper on, I think it was on like French foreign policy, and I just got stuck. And I could have talked your ear off about it, but I just couldn't get the words out on paper. So my method was I didn't turn the paper in, and then I just didn't show up for the final. And my professor reached out to me and was like, what the heck, you've been doing great in class, you just dropped off the face of the planet, and gave me like a weird grade. I can't remember what the grade was. It wasn't incomplete, it was like this weird grade, because he was like, I've never given this before, I have this situation, I don't know what to do. And so he gave me the opportunity to retake the final and to finish the paper, and I just decided I didn't want to do it, and I quit. And I ended up getting like an I, and he gave me an incomplete in the class, and I never finished it. And if I had to do it over and do it differently, I would have just asked for help. I would have found somebody to sit down with me instead of feeling like I was all alone and overwhelmed by not being able to get the words on paper. And I would have just written the paper and gone to the final, or not written the paper at all, showed up for the final and gotten a C in the class and been satisfied with that. So if I had to do it over, that's what I would do. And I recognize that, I remember that, and I now practice that, or try to practice that to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Very nice. If you wish, we have time for one more. If not, that's cool. I want you guys to know that I'm not leaving right away. If there are any questions you want to bring to me, I'm very happy to share any experience I have. Does anybody else want to do this before we close out? Cool. Everybody, I really appreciate it. This presentation that I've given requires your trust. It requires your stepping out. And that's hard to do, especially in an environment where you know everybody, you know them in the work environment. So thank you for your courage, and thank you for your trust, and thank you for your ears. I really appreciate it, and have a great, great day.